Hey guys, Chris here. About to get ready to do small off day 3, about to squat, and I'm just going to show you guys generally how I stretch and roll my legs out and my body and just get ready for my squat session. So I usually start by rolling my legs out, and I don't use a foam roller. I got a while ago, I just took a piece of PVC pipe. This is 4-inch PVC pipe. It's hollow, see, it's just plastic piping. I use this to roll out. I feel that it digs into my legs deeper. It's a harder surface. It doesn't give. I've tried foam rollers before and they just don't compare to me, like, don't give me the myofascial release that this PVC pipe does. So I usually use this PVC pipe. I start by just getting it on my quads and just sitting there for a second, just letting it dig in, move a couple inches, give it a little longer, just move it. I don't roll them out immediately, but I just give it pressure on the points just to get them ready. So I'm working my way down my leg, putting all my weight on, just supporting myself with my elbows and my forearms. So just rolling them out. Then I actually start rolling them. Try to put all my weight on it so I can get as deep as possible in my leg. But if it's a little harder, I'll take more weight off. But just start by rolling my legs. And you can notice by my ankles, I'll start by keeping them out. So I'm kind of getting the front and the inside for a couple of rolls. I usually don't roll as much as most people do. I just kind of give it a couple times over. And then you'll notice I'll rotate my ankles in to get more of the front, and then rotate them out to get more of the outside part of the front of the quad. And then that's where it really starts to get me. So after I roll that for a couple times, I'll get on my side and roll my IT band out side of my leg. I'm getting better at this, so it's starting not to hurt as much, but it does hurt a little bit today. So not putting all my weight on it, slowly easing into it. Then I'll go to the other side. Side's not as bad, but it's really when you get next to the hip that it really starts to hurt. So be careful that if you're not used to rolling your legs out, I would recommend just starting with the regular foam roller and then maybe working your way to a rumble roller and then working your way to PVC, or PVC then rumble roller, just depending on what you like. After I'm done rolling the front of my legs out, I'll sit on the tube, roll my glutes out just a little bit. My glutes usually aren't as sore, but they're a big mover in the squat, especially in low bar like I do. The whole posterior chain works together in the squat, so I like to get those worked out a little bit. And then after that, I'll get on the tube again and just roll my hamstrings out. It's kind of hard to put weight on your legs this way, but as long as you're attempting it and doing your best, it should all be good. So once I'm done rolling my legs, you'll notice that I don't personally roll my back out before I squat or deadlift, because I just don't like my back to be loose. I like my spine to be tight and all the muscles in my back to be tight to my spine. So when I squat, I just have tightness in my back. I'm not loose. Some people prefer to roll their back out before they lift, but personally I don't, so I don't do that. But last thing I do is take the tube, open my leg up so it's in my hip, and roll my inner leg out by my hip. That's a good one too. Make sure you get as much as you can out of that. But it's not a necessity to me to roll it out too much because a little bit of the mobility work that I do really helps it a lot. So just roll these out a little bit. Okay, so I'm done with the PVC pipe now. I'm done rolling out. Now what I usually do, I don't do too much static stretching, but I learned this from the Agile 8 and from watching Matt Ogus, and I like it because it stretches out my back but keeps it more tight. I'm not using the tube to crack my back and stuff like that, but I get my legs out into like a V. I come back, and then I'll brace my hands behind my shoulders and then try to touch the floor with my legs. Warms up my hamstrings, gets my lower back in check, and I'll just do a couple of those for you guys just to see what they look like. They look kind of ridiculous, but trust me, they help a lot. So, then reach out in between your legs, and then slowly speed up. I usually do 8 to 10. So that's 6, 7. Sometimes I just like to sit in this position. And then 8. So after I do that, I usually warm my hips up and just get my legs generally in motion. So I'll start by doing fire hydrants, which is essentially when you're on all fours, on your hands and on your knees. And you take your leg and you just lift it up to the side like your dog, obviously using a fire hydrant. So 10 of these. Same thing with the other leg. It's warmed up like the hip flexor, the glute too. And then from there I like to do like, some people like to do the thing where they go like this. I don't like to put my arm out, I like to be more stable. So I just put my leg back, then lift up. Gets the glute activated. Same thing with the other leg. Alright guys, I'm back. Sorry I had some technical issues, so I'm just gonna have to take up where I left off. So where I was just doing my leg extensions like glute raises. So I just extend my leg back and lift, and I'll finish this side. Alright, pretty much after I do that, all I do is get deep in a deep squat position. A deep squat position, put my hands like this and push out on my legs to get them as far out as possible to help me get better depth in my squat and just warm up my hips and help me get low. This, if you go as low as possible and put all your weight on it without resisting it, really gives you a good stretch in your hip flexors, and it helps a lot. And by pushing the knees out, it helps even more. It's like the butterfly I did earlier, but on a new level. And then from there, all I do is, to get the hamstrings, is I put my feet on my toes, raise up and touch my toes, go back, touch my toes. Do that a couple times. And that's pretty much it, guys. It's all I do for my lower body stretching, and soon I'll do a video for what I do to warm up my upper body. But that's basically it, guys. So we'll see you in the gym for Smolov day 3. Alright guys, one last thing I do for my lower body that I forgot to record was, although I don't roll my back out, I still crack it and get it a little flexible. And I also do one more hip exercise. So I just do the standard thing. This is like, we learned this in gym class or PE, like in elementary school, is just putting my leg over to one side and then pushing, twisting my back, and then doing the same thing for the other side. Got some cracks there. And then this I learned from a Joe DeFranco video. You put your leg over like this and then just raise the lower leg. It's like harder than you would think it would be, and it warms up your hip. Same thing on this side. And those are the last two things I do, you guys. So, sorry for the mix-up, and that's basically it.